Alrighty, folks. Good afternoon. Let's see. Is that a little bit better there? Need to do something with this. I don't like having the glass for my board. I mean, it's nice, but the glare and the focus can be a little bit difficult sometimes. So anyway, yes, good afternoon. It is afternoon, and it's a Friday, Friday, April the 2nd. So thank you all for being here. Ronald, Night Owl, Dana Reed. Let's see, probably got a few others. Let me look through the comments real quick. Don't see anybody else joining in. But anyway, so yeah, we are going to be talking about finishing some picks. So I am going to get the camera turned around. Here we go. There we are. Alrighty, folks. So anyway, yeah, today I'm off and it is the afternoon. I figured that I could do it in the afternoon so that potentially, hopefully, maybe some of our friends from down under could join in, although I think it's still pretty early there. I think it's probably close to about 6 a.m. Down under. Let's see. Good afternoon, Rune, or good evening for you. Alpha Centauri, good evening. But yeah, so we're just doing this in the afternoon today. I will still be here tomorrow morning. I got a few ideas for tomorrow morning, but I'm just gonna hang out and do a little shop project today since I wasn't around Wednesday. If y'all saw my post, let me see real quick here if let me switch to the back camera again. We have a new piece of equipment here in the shop. Yes, it is this thing right here. Now, I know y'all heard me say before that I wasn't going to get a heater until next year. Well, yesterday the high was only in the 50s, and yeah, that guy back there, he's the one that crapped out, made all the noise. This thing is super quiet. I mean, just very, very quiet. And it was a lot more than what I wanted to pay, but it looks good. It even has a little humidifier, vaporizer thingy. So, yeah, this is new shop equipment. It needs a name. We need a name for it. So, let's come up with a name. Between today and tomorrow morning when we do live, we'll come up with a name for it. See if there's any names that sort of fit, you know. But anyway, it also doubles as a fan, just a plain regular fan, and it has really nifty remote control, so I can like turn it on, turn it off, increase, decrease the temperature. It has a thermostat built in, so that's really, really kind of cool, actually. But yeah, this is nice. It's got some rolly wheels under it, so it can be moved easily, and the doors on the front close automatically whenever you turn it off. But yeah, the reason why I got it is it was really, really cold here yesterday. We were about between Wednesday and Thursday, we had a decrease of nearly 20 degrees in the area. And this morning, it actually got down below freezing here and didn't get back up until about 10:30 or so. I got up kind of late today. Stayed up kind of late last night, which I normally don't do, but anyway, yeah. Don't worry, tomorrow I'll be up on time. So I won't sleep through my own live. But my worry was that, for one thing, tomorrow I wouldn't be able to come out here, if it was too cold. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to cancel another live. Geez, that was becoming a habit there almost. And I really, really don't want to do that. So anyway, I went ahead and I got it. And I figured, well, I'm going to need one next year anyway when it gets cold again. And the air conditioner's no longer needed. Because the air conditioner is going to be needed here probably in about 3 weeks or so, 3-4 weeks. And so yeah, anyway, it'll probably get used for the next week or two off and on, and then that'll be that. It'll go back into the corner until cold weather comes around. So anyway, let's see what everybody's saying. Yeah, Night Owl talking about his ordeal right now. So Night Owl, hopefully, it's good to know you're not sick. No symptoms or anything. So that's awesome. Hopefully you'll be able to get out this weekend. Let's see. See, I said. Yeah, Rune, she is hot. It's nice to have a thermostatically controlled heater instead of the old one had 2 settings for heat or a little dial for heat and then 2 settings for fan, and so it was sort of just you couldn't really dial it in that well. So this one does pretty well. Miko, good afternoon. Yeah, I'm on. R2D heater. We do need a theme for the shop equipment. I don't know what to call it. I don't know what the theme is in here. I mean, I've been here for 2 years now, and I don't have a theme. I know one thing. I want to repaint the walls. I want to do a lighter color, because this dark is just kind of bleh, I mean, yeah. No, it needs to be lighter. That way it's easier to see things, easier to find things. And it'll make it look cleaner. I don't want the look of an Apple store necessarily, although that would be kind of cool. Maybe when I get a retail shop, that could be the theme for that. Of course, that's more like what Tyler Thomas has for his shop. It's all sleek and organized and everything. It's really cool. But yes, we do need a theme for it. See, GQ Man, good afternoon. Yeah, Ronald, it actually snowed here in the mountains. Not here where I am, but about an hour, not even an hour north of here. Well, about an hour driving time. Hour north of here, it snowed yesterday, and tonight it's supposed to get down to around 27 degrees Fahrenheit in this area. So, and that's got a lot of the fruit farmers worried. There's a lot of peaches and apple orchards around here, so they're kind of worried because everything's been blooming out recently. So hopefully it won't be that bad. Hello, Mad Hatter. It's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you for joining in. 54 right now. It's supposed to be warmer tomorrow. Yeah, it's let's see, the thermometer inside here says 65. Outside is at probably at most around 60, but the wind is kind of steady, so it feels a little bit cooler than that. Rara Ireland Picker, hello. I think this is the first time you've come in on a live, so welcome. Everybody here is nice. We have a small chat, so feel free to join in at any time. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Night Owl, Tyler's shop is like really, really clean and sleek and organized, and on the one hand, I like that. I mean, I don't want a shop that looks like a shop from Hogwarts, like Diagon Alley shop. I want something a little more organized than that. But also, I don't know. Whenever you have something that's all clean and sleek and everything, you really have to work hard to keep it that way. And sometimes that's hard to do. I do like organization. Despite the way my shop looks, I know exactly where almost everything is out here. It's a mess, but it's my mess. So, Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Rune, you need a mess, but a good mess. Your mess. Your personalized mess. So anyway, what is our shop project going to be today? Well, I finally got all of these picks that Ronald, thank you so much for these. I got all the picks sorted and bundled up by thickness and profile. And I want to show a quick, cheap, and easy way. Quick, cheap, and easy. That's the name of the game sometimes. But a quick, cheap, and easy way to make some handles. So we're going to go from, something blank like this to something like this. So let's flip the camera around and get situated, and we'll get started. Ras, yeah. Yep, I'm kind of the same way. If I go in and clean everything and, organize it and blah, 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 I can't find anything. But if something is too messy, it gets on my nerves. And so I have to have a balance between, just organized enough and just messy enough. Messy enough to be useful, I guess, is a good term. Anyway. Alright, so let's get the camera repositioned. And come down here. I think I'm going to have to get a new magic arm for my camera so that I can reposition it a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, Night Owl, I do need to I do need to clear some space. And actually, if the budget allows, then I'm going to get a new bench back over here on the wall built. Good friend of mine's really good at building stuff like that, and we've discussed it, and we're going to try to get something worked out. But again, that depends on the budget. So anyway, yeah, as Miko just said, you could use heat shrink for the handles of picks. I just have these kind of taped together. We're going to do one of the short ones. I got one of the postal ones already done over here. I did earlier. Let's see if I can get this apart. But anyway, you could use heat shrink tubing for a handle, and I've done that before. And it works okay to me, but I like something just a little more solid. Some people really like the heat shrink because they say it gives them a better feel for the pick. But I don't know. To me, something like a wood handle, like this is what we're going to wind up with today, or something similar to this. This just gives me a little more to grip onto. Typically, I like the handles to be a little bit longer. So some of these others, I'm going to make handles that'll be about this long. This is what I really like. Something that goes to where my middle fingertip is here at the base of the pick, and the end of the pick is back here on my hand. That's really comfortable to me. It gives a lot to hang on to. This is kind of shorter. I have here my only Peterson pick, which you can see kind of how short that is in comparison. So if you have any Peterson picks, that's about the length difference. And I really don't like short picks like this. Just feels like I have no control over, I don't have any, I don't know. Just doesn't feel right, And it's all a matter of personal preference. If you like a shorter pick, then that's fine. If you like something longer like this, then that's fine too. Fast Charlie, a long time ago, Fast Charlie actually sent me a couple picks and that he made completely. And one of them is this guy here. You can see that's about the same length as the blue-handled pick. And then he sent me this one, which, that's quite a bit longer. And I really do like this. The reason why you never see me, the reason why you never see me use this is because this is one of the really thin picks. This one is 15 thousandths that he made. But the handle is super, super comfortable. I just don't want to bend the 15 thousandths. I've saved that to try to pick on a few locks here and there, but normally this is just kind of in my collection. And I hate having picks that are just in my collection that I can't really use. This one is 20 thousandths, so it's a little bit thicker. But again, I don't want to break it. I may get it out and use it sometime. I've tried it a few times, and I think the big thing with this is the profile just wasn't working with what I was trying to do. But I do keep both of these, just right handy, so if nothing else is getting it, I can try those. Let's see here. Just looking back over the comments. Yeah, Dana, I do the same thing. If I have something and I put it away to where I don't see it, then I get I get another one before I need to. Yeah, I don't have a heat gun either, GK man. So the times that I've used heat shrink, I've just used like a little cigarette lighter and just kind of held it back and did the best I could. And it worked pretty well. But, you know, I just, I think a heat gun and probably using the marine grade shrink wrap that has that adhesive on the inside would be a little bit better. But I've never bought that. So, Lock a lot. Good afternoon, sir. Glad you're here. Let's see. Yeah, heat shrink. See. Yeah, Night Owl, the Plastidip, you really got to, you've got to be able to get your money's worth out of it. Because you can, you can, you even with just a little bit, you still wind up having so much Plastidip that you've got to basically make a handle for everything in the shop, you know, and that's not fair either. Let's see, Lockmania, hello. Yeah, hairdryer. Okay. Yeah, I mean, once upon a time I had a hairdryer back in my younger days. All right, so let's look at a few things that we need to do whenever we have one of these blank picks like this that has no handle, no texture, anything like that. And I've got to give it to Southord because compared to the set of picks that I first got when I got my first kit, the PXS 14, when I first got that kit, the picks weren't quite as polished as these are. I actually had to go through and polish them. And, I mean, it might not be that bad of an idea to knock down the edges of some of these picks, and I may do that as I go, just with some super fine sandpaper, just to kind of smooth it up. But these are really well finished compared to what I'd gotten before. So anyway, I've got to give them credit for that. But as polished as these are here on the side, we can put glue on that and it'll hold a little bit, but not that well. So the first thing you need to do is get some sandpaper. And this is just 220 grit sandpaper that I had laying around. You want something kind of rough. And you're basically just going to go and rough up the sides of the pick handle. Just kind of go through, and you're going to scratch it up, rough it up a little bit, however you want to put it. Let me get my little work surface here so I'm not sanding my rubber mat, which I do intend on replacing at some point. You just want to go through and rough it up so it gets kind of scratched looking on both sides. And that's just to give the glue just a little bit to grab onto. and just kind of a rough surface. Gives it more surface area for the glue to adhere. And then we're going to grab a shop towel. Or you could use paper towel or cloth or anything. And then just wipe off the sanding residue there. All right. So there we have that prep work done. Now we're going to use something really, really technical for the handles. Popsicle sticks. I've had a stash of these for probably about as long as I've been picking. So we are going to just use these for the handle. And you can see, you know, they kind of double up in thickness, so you've got something kind of substantial to grab hold of. But yeah, I mean, it works. So I guess I could go and let's see, let's mark off so that I get a longer handle. I just want to mark there and then come down this way. And then I'm going to do the same on here. And you know, a lot of y'all out there who do, you know, woodworking and crafts and other kinds of, you know, making stuff, y'all know a lot of better ways to do some of this than what I do. This is just kind of what I've done before and what works for me. Let me grab another piece of sandpaper here. So, I mean, I'm sure that y'all know other ways to do a lot of this. But you know, it's just kind of what you have. And again, this is quick, cheap, and easy. I mean, that's the name of my first date. Quick, cheap, and easy. So, you know, you just want to go, and I just want to sand this down. Just these parts is the length of the metal of the handle. I know I'm probably sanding a lot more cardboard there too. But, yeah, just, I mean, sand it down. You don't have to be exact either. And just remove this, just the dust from sanding it. It's probably not the greatest, and it's probably not going to turn out the way that I'm thinking. But let's see here. Let me look at the comments real quick. Brian, hello. I don't think I said hello to you, Brian. But welcome this afternoon. See, heat shrink. Yeah, the marine heat shrink with the adhesive on the inside. Yeah, Brian, Ronald really did. Kurt, hello. Howdy. Howdy. Alrighty, so sand some of this down. Get this one sanded down just a little bit. You know, if I had really, like prepped really well in advance, I would have done this before and then only spent 2 minutes sanding these, or a minute. But it doesn't take much. That's the cool thing with these. You don't have to do much time in them. Prepping beforehand really wouldn't have saved a whole lot of time. But see, that's about what we're after, where there's a little bit of a split between the two sticks. So we've taken off enough that I think we can slide this in here. And to fix it, we're going to glue it. There's going to be a gap back here, but we can fill that in and have pretty nice long handle. Let me set this aside, dump this out real quick. Alrighty. Oh, that would be cool to see, Miko. Picks out a screwdriver handles and a tension wrench. Okay. Yeah, that would be awesome to see, actually. Maybe you can post some pictures for us sometime. All right, so we're going to use the next super ingredient, which is super glue. And I'm just going to go and put a good bit through here, all the way down, especially down here towards the end. Make sure that it's centered. I think I still have that bottle of acetone around here somewhere too. Because if I wind up gluing this thing, shit. Sorry. All right, I got it. Okay. All right. We're good. We're all good here. I know Night Owl and Rune were just waiting for that to happen. Anyway, hang on a second. Let's get this. Dana, yep. Dana called it. Your comment just came through. Yes. I'm gonna wait and let things get dried for a second. Okay. There we go. Yes. Okay. Dana wins the comment of the video. She called it. She called it out. Yes, Dana wins today. They're not all that together. I managed to save myself at the last second. Whew. Okay, so there goes the second popsicle stick on top. And we're going to pull that off there so we don't glue it to our little cardboard backer. And then we're going to get a couple clamps and clamp it up. There we go. And then get this one clamped. Might need a third one there in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, growing up watching Norm Abram work on stuff, I learned that you can never have too many clamps in a shop. So there we go. So you just do like that, and don't do what I did, which was, almost glue your fingers together, or glue the pick to your fingers. That'd be one way to carry a pick around with you everywhere. But just set that aside and let it dry. Keep the super glue out. Keep the super glue away from me without adult supervision. But yeah, we're just gonna set this over here, set it up, and let it go. And like I said, I did this one earlier. And when it comes out, I did cut this one off just a little short, but this is one of the postal hooks. But then I took that sandpaper and just smoothed it down really well, smoothed down the edges. Of course, I can't really feel how smooth the edges are right now, but, it's there. I know it. And it gives you is solid, so it doesn't rob you of any feedback, and it gives you something to grip onto. And of course, if you want to get creative, you can stain it. You can use thicker wood, which I want to look for. I'm going to set this back over here. I want to look for, some thicker, thicker gloves. But anyway, so yeah, this is what you wind up with. And then I just take a little bit of, this is 1000 grit sandpaper, and you can make it even smoother through here. Or, like I was saying, you can just kind of polish up the edges of these picks just a little bit. And then, it doesn't need much, just a little bit. And there you go. Pick that's ready to use. Awesome. Let's see. All right, Miko, you said you will post pictures on Twitter, okay? Yeah, we let's see. We will look on Twitter. Okay, I see it on Twitter right now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tensioner, yeah. Let's see if I can do this. Man, it's really really weird using a touchpad. Really weird using a touchpad with super glue. Migo, I hope that's okay with you. I posted a link to your tweet here in the chat. Do not touch your face. And yes, GQ man, I know not to use Gorilla Glue near my hair. I saw all that. That was pretty funny. Okay, Ras Illusion. Yeah. That's pretty cool to do that. To laminate broken picks. Okay. Seriously, not the face. Yes, I know, not the face. Super Glue and I have a long history together. When I was about, oh Lord, maybe 9 or 10, somewhere in that range. I had one of the older bottles of super glue where it was the liquid, and um, I was outside using it on something in my fort. Yes, I had a fort. And, I mean, really, what 10-year-old kid doesn't have a fort? But anyway, I had a fort, and I had unscrewed the top off the bottle, so it was just this plastic bottle full of liquid super glue. And I decided that it would be a good idea to jump down to the ground off of the platform of my fort, and I did so, and when I did, super glue flew up and landed on my face, and I lost my left eyebrow, and Mom and Dad had to take me back to the eye doctor to get my glasses professionally cleaned, because, yeah, it was all over the inside of my glasses, which I had just gotten like 2 weeks before. So I guess I was closer to like 8 or 9. And yeah, anyway, I was lucky I did not super glue my glasses to my face. So anyway, yes, that's Tim's story time for today. This guy that we got right here in the vise is the Ace 527. I picked it before, and this one, I've talked about all the abuse this one has gone through. But this is the one that I could not get picked until I actually used the postal hook that I originally got with my PXS 14 to get in there and get it picked. And I'm going to go in here, start at the back. And the cool thing about these is that, I mean, you can just completely just, not even really have to lever up, but you can move every single pin. And actually what I'm going to do is go through and just feel through with this shorter pick. Just get a click or two out of any binders that I find, so that I'm not oversetting or trapping that pick in there. So I'm out of clicks on that. Okay, got a little turn on the core there. Okay, got a couple really good clicks out of the back there. Okay, kind of got a little stuck. This one I may need to sand the sides of the pick down a little bit, just because it is kind of hanging up in that warding in there. G-Key, man, yeah. Yep. Super glue and going to the restroom is not a good idea. Brass illusion, yes. Yes, this is my adult fort out here. Going through, finally getting something like this. I mean, I've got a ramp. The one thing I never got on my fort growing up, which, my dad actually built my big fort in the backyard, and it lasted until last year. And it had like three different decks to it. Had a roof and a half-height wall around the uppermost platform. And it was just, really, really awesome. But I never had a ramp. And I wanted a ramp. Well, I've got a ramp on this shop now, so yes. And a lock, and, which I didn't have a lock on the fort, surprisingly. Okay. This thing's going to make a fool out of me. Yeah, the Sparrow's Lunatic. Yeah, I've seen that pick before, actually. I don't know if I've overset something. We may need to go down the sides of this pick just to thin it down a bit. I think I'm oversetting something in there. Let's see. Yeah, Miko, I've got the nail polish remover somewhere in here. Dana, I'm picking a Ace 527 padlock, which is the clone of the American 700 series. It's pretty beefy, but it has just a regular American lock core in there. All right, so I got a false set with shorter pick. And we're on one. Okay, I think I got one set. This is back about 4. There we go. There we go. It's making it more difficult than it actually is. So yeah, there we go. Got it. And, that first one and that third one, you can see the key here. The first one, you have to set the spool, and then that third pin, you have to really reach up in there. And the way that this postal hook works is you can sneak in under the pin like this, and then just come straight up with it, and it'll level it straight up into the chamber, and you don't have to really fight with it. So that's why I like the postal hook for American lock style keyways. And we can actually do another one here real quick. And then we're going to look at this contraption we've got glued up over here. So let's go through, and with the shorter hook, we'll just go to get a click on what we can. Well, that was an open. That wasn't meant to happen so quickly. I wanted it to go to a false set. And of course it didn't. I just got an open. There we go. All right. Okay, there we are in a false set. So we'll go in with the postal hook. And with that extra leverage that this hook gives you, you can really, really feel the counter rotation of the spools. I mean, it just really pronounces it, especially if you're picking it in a vise. There we go. All right, and open just like that. So setting the spools in these locks is, I think, a lot easier with a very deep hook like this. To where you can just go in, and the way I do it is, use a shorter hook, like this one, or like the one we're getting ready to pull out and finish up. But you go in and you just get kind of a false set, and then you can go in and finish up, sort of clean up with the deeper hook. So, let's see. Yeah, it is like me to use something that people don't really use a whole lot. That is sort of me, Give me something that's rare and obscure, and people say it isn't much use, and by golly, I will put it to use. And thank you, Dana. Yes, I do feel like I'm on a roll today. Anyway, let's get... I think we've had enough time for this to set up. I mean, judging by what's on my fingers, I think we've got enough adhesion. Probably it's kind of gooey there. No, none of my clamps are glued. It's still a little gooey. Let's give this a few more minutes just to set up. Okay. And there we go. All right, so we'll give that a few more minutes to set up. Just right over here. So the something unrelated to what we're looking at right now is that, let me get turned around. There we go. Lighting is harsh. Now I see why they doll you up with makeup when you're on TV. Oh yeah, there's another chair here. It sits a little too high for me to use right here, but it's a good chair. And I didn't want to see it get thrown out, so I rescued it from the state's dumpster. Anyway, the big news today is that I've completed my application packet, completed everything that was required, including getting fingerprinted, and I submitted all of that along with the $438 fee to the state today to submit my locksmith application, my locksmith license application. So the process from here is that they will review it. They will wait for the criminal check on my fingerprints to come back, which, of course, there's nothing on there. And so they'll look at that and then see that there's nothing on there. And then when they approve me, they will give me a testing date. So, because there's nothing that should keep me from getting my license at all in my background. This is not nearly as intense as the background for law enforcement, for obvious reasons. Law enforcement, you got to do all kinds of things. Let's see, yes, the chairs are breeding, multiplying. Yes. Don't let something that works go to waste. And yes, that is steep. It is $200 for the application fee. It is $200 for the testing fee, and then $38 for the fingerprint background fee, which you kind of get stuck for twice because my agency could not fingerprint me for that position. Just just because we can't do that. So I had to go to the sheriff's department down here in the county where I live and have them fingerprint me, which they charge $10. Which, I mean, $10, okay, small potatoes in the grand scheme of things, but still, you got to pay. So, pay there and then pay the $200 testing fee, $200 application fee, and then pay the $38 for them to have the State Bureau of Investigation run the fingerprints and give them a copy of my background report, which shouldn't take long considering it's electronic and I'm on file. So yeah, it shouldn't really take long. And the next testing date is in May. It's like the first Saturday of May. So, and they, thankfully, they have some sense about them where they don't start the test at like 8 a.m. They always start the test at like 1 in the afternoon. So, which is really, really considerate because every other state test I've ever taken, law enforcement, EMT, emergency medical dispatch, all that stuff, firefighting tests, it's like, they want to start at 8 a.m. And it's like, oh my God, back then I was not a morning person like I am now. But, I mean, even now I get up early, but I am not a morning person still. So, anyway, let's see. New York, $75 a year. Night Owl, do you have to renew every year? Here it's every 4. Every 4 years? Yeah, is it every 4 years? Jeez. Let's see. That would be a good test question, would it not be? You have to have 16 hours of continuing education credit between the time that you're issued your license and when it expires. God. There. That's a little better. Alright. Let's look here. GK Man, yeah. Let's see. And despite begging permissions. Yeah, resolution. Yeah, here it is similar. Yeah, I guess it is similar somewhat in procedure and cost for a concealed carry permit here. Yeah. Back of that dark chair looks like a tongue. Yeah, it does. Actually, those are kind of comfortable if you got to sit in them for a long time because it's got that cutout for like your spine. so you don't have any direct pressure on your spine. And having had a job where you sit in a chair for hours and hours on end, I appreciate that. Renew May 31st every odd numbered year. Wow. Okay. Let me look. I'm doing some research because this would be a good test question, and I know I've seen it. It's not on there. Let's look here. Renewal. Yeah, renewal, if you do it before you expire, renewal fee is $200. If it is less than, let's see, looking here, if your renewal application is postmarked less than 30 days before your license, okay, if your application for renewal is postmarked at least 30 days before your license expires, the fee is $200. If your application is postmarked less than 30 days before your license expires, the fee is $350. And then if your license is already expired, it is $500. Yeah. So in other words, you have to, do it a little more than 30 days. Do it more than 30 days before your license expires, and you'll save a lot of money. Let me look here. Let's look here. HP application requirements. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm looking just to see if I can find that, because now your replacement for your license, which is actually just an ID card, that's all your physical license is. It's only $10. Pretty fair to me. Statement of expired license. Yeah, if you let your license expire completely, then you not only pay that $500, but you also have to do at least 8 contact hours of continuing education within 1 year preceding your application to reinstate your expired license. So, yeah. Let's look. 3 years. Every licensee shall obtain 16 contact hours of continuing education during each 3-year renewal cycle. So your license is good for 3 years. So when I get it this year, when I pass my test this year, then it will be good for 3 years, which, I mean, that's 3 3 years to get 16 hours of continuing education credit. Yeah, I mean, that's doable because you can do it all online. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so let's get turned around here and finish up with our pick real quick. See how it turned out. Alrighty. Here. Yep, not gooey anymore. Thank goodness. Oops. Alrighty, so that's what we've got. It's pretty good there. And then we can just take some of this, sand it off a little bit. So, is anybody cooking anything special for this Easter weekend? I don't have anything planned to cook. So maybe I can get some ideas from y'all. Hey, Torch. Yeah, Nido. Yeah, Asa Abloy, that is approved. I believe this. Yeah, I think that's approved. I believe I saw it on the list. Okay. All right, so here we go. Obviously, I need to do a lot more sanding up here along the top. This is a good length for me right here. I like this. It's about the same length. It's actually a little bit longer than the blue handled picks, but you know, it gives a little more feel. And this is the short hook. Let's see. Staying in your PJs for Easter. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Brian, I've had rabbit before. I just can't bring myself to cook it. Can't really bring myself to eat it now. You know, just like I've had lamb before. I really like lamb. It's yummy. But I just can't bring myself to eat it now. I'm too much of an animal lover. You know, chicken, turkey, and ham and stuff, that's fine, but and steak, of course. Let's see, going through here. Okay, got a false set. And see, even if, you know, again, this being the short hook, when you get to this false set, you can pull out and then go to the postal. And feel for whatever is going to give you counter rotation. Extremely little pressure. There we go. There we go. All right. So you can see, use a short hook to go in and get your false set, and then use your deep hook to go in and get, just to clean everything up and get your open. So that is how kids wanted kittens for it. Torch. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Brian, yeah, I mean, I've had rabbit, and it, like I said, it's decent, but I can't bring myself to do it now. Just like lamb. Lamb is delicious. Veal is delicious. I just can't do it. Just can't do it, though. Not anymore. Oh, well. Alrighty, folks. Well, we're going to wind up now because it's about 4 p.m. My time. So, I'm going to go and find my stash of acetone, clean my fingers off, and then go in. Tonight's lasagna roll-ups, which is a really, really good America's Test Kitchen recipe, lasagna roll-ups. Pretty easy, too. So, I made those hot wings last night. Yeah. I shouldn't have made hot wings that late last night. I woke up my regular time, but I had stayed up too late, so I went back to bed. And anytime I go back to bed after I wake up, I just sleep too late. So anyway, tonight I'm going to go to bed early, and because I've got tomorrow, we've got live tomorrow morning. Not sure what we're going to do tomorrow morning. I think we're going to do some more picking, and we can do some studying for the test. Definitely some studying for the test. So, Night Owl, if you could help come up with some questions, that would be awesome. Because you have a copy of my study guide. And that would be awesome to get somebody to fire some information at me. Pick something out for me. How about that? And we'll go over it. So yeah, we can do that. Let's see here. Hi, Pete. Yes, a bird in the hand makes it difficult to blow your nose. Roasted duck. You know, Rune, I thought about that, actually. But here, for like a whole duck, like the whole duck itself to cook, is like $30 just for the duck. At least right here in this area. At the grocery store, I should say. If I were to find a farmer who farms ducks, I could probably get it maybe a little bit cheaper, but I don't know. Because again, it would already have to be processed for me, like completely, ready to dress and throw in the oven. But I would like to try roasted duck. I could do duck. I don't have any pet birds yet. I would like a parrot one day, but a parrot doesn't look anything like a duck. So, maybe. See. Alrighty. Yep. We will be here tomorrow. Night Owl, questions. Let's see, areas I feel weak on. Honestly, now that the money has been spent, I feel like I don't know. I don't know jack crap about locks. I mean, just honestly, now that I sent all that money and sent everything away, I feel like I don't know a daggone thing. Yeah. So anything would be much appreciated. Um. Yeah. No eating parrots. My grandmother's parrot. My grandmother who passed away last year. Her parrot, Peppy, who now lives with one of my uncles, is Peppy is my age, and my mother hated Peppy, and Peppy hated my mother, and they would make fun of each other all the time. Peppy would get back by just looking at her and imitating something really annoying that my mom would do, and that was pretty funny. My grandmother loved it. I loved it. But anyway, so alrighty. Yep, we are full of it today, Dana, and I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it a day today so that we can have some left for tomorrow. So anyway, folks, I appreciate it. I hope that this live might have helped some of y'all out. Maybe it'll help somebody out in the future. Just a quick, cheap, simple, easy way to make some really good handles for your picks. They will give you a lot of feedback and help you kind of customize your grip on it. I know a lot of people out there do a lot more intricate stuff. This is quick, cheap, and easy. Dana, yes, you won today with your comment in the chat just before I glued my fingers together. So yes, I don't do Lock Force points, but you won the comments today. So thank you for that. And yes, it is awesome. Love all you guys too. So anyway, we will be back in the morning. We'll figure excuse me. We will figure something out. So everybody who joined in today, thank you. And so here we go. Let's see if we can do it right. Y'all, have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay out of trouble. We'll see you next time.